I'm the coordinator for LCMS Stewardship, and at the same time I'm also a parish pastor, and this is very intentional. Keeps me connected. You know, I'm practicing what I'm preaching here through this office. LCMS Stewardship Ministry is about bringing the Word of God, especially to pastors and congregations, on the whole Christian life of stewardship, especially through our vocations that God has given us. Psalm 24 says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Everything is His. And so what He gives to us, we give to others. We steward that, we direct that through our vocations. So each one of our vocations makes a claim on what God has given to us in both our time, our presence. We need to be there to fulfill our vocations, and with the material wealth that God has given to us. God gives that to us so that we can be His hands, or as Luther says, the masks of God, as we fulfill the duties He's given us in home, church, and society. Of course, people get nervous when they hear stewardship because they think money. And we're going to talk about money, and you're going to bother me for my money, and as the preacher, I don't want to talk about money, and so forth. Again, let's put it in our Lutheran categories. If we start to talk about stewardship, where does it find its place? In our theology, it finds its place in vocation, in our calling. And now you can see it's vastly more than money. Money is one aspect of it for sure. But in my vocation as father, that's a lot more than just putting bread on the table. That's being with my kids, that's teaching them the faith, that's doing activities together. In the church, my vocation as Christian is a lot more than simply supporting Word and Sacrament ministry with my giving. It's about being there in the church to be supportive of my brothers and sisters. It's volunteering for the various things that your congregation does. So again, if we put stewardship in the right category, we suddenly see that it's easier to deal with and that there's much more to it than we maybe thought coming in. Pastors are often upset, at a loss, when the elders come to them and say, you know, pastor giving is down, we don't know what we're going to do. That's not why we got into this business, and it shouldn't be. So one of the greatest things that we've produced for pastors out in the parish who need help and direction in teaching stewardship is our new A to Z Stewardship Resource Guide that puts this in your wheelhouse, pastor, makes this a theological topic. You know how to handle this. We also produce resources not only for the parish pastor, but for parish leaders on the lay side. So if you're an elder, you're on the stewardship committee, check out our website to see things like the Stewardcast, which is a monthly newsletter really aimed at parish leadership, to begin to bring all these theological strings together to make a strong focus on stewardship. When a congregation starts talking about revitalization, and that means they're noticing something's wrong. We all know what a healthy parish looks like. We're excited to see new kids baptized, people confirmed, people coming into the church. People are joyful, they're happy to be there. The first symptom of a congregation that needs revitalization that often gets traction is the stewardship problem. We're running into a financial problem. But the solution to that's not financial because the problem's not financial. So when we bring stewardship and revitalization together, again, we start with the Word of God. We start with what the church does. We show people why they should be excited about the church and about their church. In 2 Corinthians, St. Paul talks a lot to the Corinthians about being intentional in their giving, about planning it. He says at the beginning of each week, let each of you give as the Lord has prospered you. So it's the first thing we do, because Christians, we gather on the first day of the week. And we give back to the Lord what He's given to us for the support of His kingdom. And we should think about that. We should be intentional about it. A healthy synod starts right where you're at, in your living room, around your dinner table, as you decide you're giving to your parish. Generosity flows up. It's trickle-up economics. If you are generous to your parish will have the means to be generous to its district, which can be generous to our synod, and then amazing things can happen. Not only will you be providing word and sacrament ministry for your family, your congregation, your community, but then we're able to do amazing things in your larger geographic area and around the world. If you want your congregation's finances to be revitalized, if you're concerned about the financial aspect of your parish, don't start with finances. Start with the Word of God and renew your people, revitalize your people with the Word of God, and the stewardship will follow.